from Levon's playbook has played the move a4, a5. And you were, jump in, Christian, you were about to tell us why Sam Shankland's position is so good.
So there's this move knight to f3, which poses some very serious questions, right, for black right now. You got the pawn on e5 under siege, you got the knight on d4 feeling a bit uncomfortable. You do not want to exchange this, right, because after bishop to f3, look at the quality of the pieces. The rook is coming to d1, this knight on c4 beautifully placed. You don't have bishop to e6, which is the natural way of development because you're losing the e5 pawn, right? So you're in trouble right now. You have to go passive. You have to go knight d7. Not fun. I'm going to go rook to d1. Good luck with that bishop on c8 and the rook on a8. This flank is not developing at all. And the bishop on g5, to be honest, I mean, sure, it has a nice position, but it's going to get kicked around. g3, h4, things of that nature, I'm not liking it. So, what do you do after knight to f3?
Well, you're hitting g5 as well.
Perhaps you can go bishop to f4, but then once again I go g3.
And I'm losing
material. I take. It's the same situation. If you go bishop to h6,
e5.
I think I can take on e5, but maybe even better is to take on d4 and then e5. Everything is flowing in the position
for white.
That bishop on c8 doesn't have a good square. The rook on a8 is completely out of play, and you don't have space. It's not looking good. You know that Gary's not happy with the position. And also he's feeling the pressure due to the results from his last few games. Whenever you start losing more and more games, you start doubting your decisions. Everything. You start seeing ghosts. You start doubting. Shankland, he's on the other side of the coin, right? He's been winning game after game, so he's feeling confident right now. He wants to put on a good performance every single time he gets the opportunity to come here in St. Louis, and right now he's showing his best self.
Absolutely.
It has been
knight takes e5. Whoa.
Oh, whoa.
What?
Whoa.
Does that work? Rook
I did
F5,
not
F4.
expect that.
Knight takes e5.
It
well,
works.
that's a visual.
It works.
Because rook takes e5.
There's so many in between moves, though. Can black play knight c2?
Yes, you can do that.
Oh, whoa. From the starting
Yes.
position, knight takes c2. That's a fork of the queen and the rook, so I have to take.
Bishop takes d2?
Well, fortunately, I'm not losing now.
That's true.
I've got queen e2, and all we did was successfully trade a pawn.
Bishop f4, we can continue. Is the e4 pawn a concern or not really?
Maybe not. Maybe not. I mean, e4. Maybe this is the way to go for Garry, because but let's look at the other rather salient line. Here, after f4, bishop takes, rook takes, I've given up the two bishops, but in some ways I've got a good square, right? Like, unless you have something as terrifying as knight f3. I was about to say, I almost have anchored squares. This is tough. With 4 minutes versus, is that 6?
6.5.
And guess what?
What?
Fabi.
You got us all excited.
Bishop takes h2. I remember the deep junior.
He's going for it.
King takes h2.
I don't think you can do that, Garry,
King
unfortunately.
G3?
King g3 finishes
King
the
G3
game.
is the only move.
Are we? Yeah, well, by the way, you have to play king g3.
Queen g5, there's
Queen
f4.
f4 followed by f5, and you lose the knight on g4.
Sorry, queen...
h5 was played.
Best move, probably, but now rook h1.
Can I still play f4?
Just a second, hold on.
Yes.
He could have...
Queen d6
queen
check,
d6 check,
cover.
f4, queen g6.
And then f5.
Then there's f5. That is why Garry played h5. That was why you're expecting rook h1
well,
to
you're
stop
threatening h4, right?
4. Yeah, this does not look like a very effective bishop sacrifice, does it?
That's the equivalent of a Hail Mary in a difficult position.
By the way, I really felt that Levon Aronian's Hail Mary piece sacrifice against Jeffrey Zhang yesterday paid remarkable dividends. I mean, okay, Levon put some practical pressure on, but he shouldn't have been rewarded the victory he got in that game.
And
Rook
Sam plays
h1,
the best move, rook h1.
and now instantly
F4?
queen g5 with the threat of a discover check. We do expect your move f4.
And I think
Gary's
on
like,
queen g6, you can play f5.
we do have f4 on the board, and it's time to move the king, right? Getting on our walking shoes. King f3.
Or I think the easiest way would be to play f5,
Okay.
queen g5, and rook h5.
Is bishop? Oh,
I have so many-
f5. I was intending bishop
Oh,
f5.
knight f4, and rook h5.
And I'm dead.
Should be.
Should be dead. F5.
there's
He's
so
reaching for f5. Sam can't understand why this shouldn't be winning for him.
And he does have 2.5 minutes, so that should be enough time to calculate.
Against one.
Against 1 minute.
And he's
he
done it.
goes f5, bishop
Bishop
8,
f5 instantly by Gary,
knight
trusting his
f4.
hand. This is your move, knight f4.
move, right?
This is the moment. But knight f4 hits the
I
queen
can
and
also
the pawn on
take-
h5.
I mean, I can also take on f5,
Oh.
but
Really? Queen d6 check?
He's done it. Knight f4. That's
knight
much.
f4 is the much stronger move. Yes.
Yeah, a simpler move. By the way, Ray Robson, Lanier and Ray have drawn. And this move, knight f4, Gary thinks
Gary resigns
that's
and
it. And for Sam
increasing
Shankland,
his
pardon me.
chances for the first place.
You bet. Jumping back to our all-important matchup, our key matchup